you going to, like, are we going to do this and then you're going to disappear and then it'll be like the start of Rock and I'll actually do the intro to the story? Or are we just doing it all together?
I get to disappear?
I'm asking you what you want to do.
Okay. Is it like we go like this and then I'm disappeared? Can we do that?
Yeah, if you want to.
So, get ready, people. This is going to be exciting. When do we start?
Okay, Matt, they're already here.
What?
I know.
Oh,
it's
hey
so
guys,
exciting.
how are you?
Hey guys, it's pretty exciting, but Matt and I just wanted to take a second to welcome you to our new version of Rock.
Our very first live Rock online. All the parents are over in the other room or wherever they are. They're watching their thing, and we do a special thing just for these guys because they're amazing.
Exactly, and you know what? We know that we can't really meet for normal Rock at the moment, but we're hoping over the next little while when we do online Rock to include all of those things that you guys really love, like story time and discussion time and even craft.
How are we going to do craft? I can't put the paper through the screen.
We can't do that, but you know, we will be sending some emails and stuff to your parents on a Friday, so as by the time Sunday comes around, everything that we need to do Rock is already there.
I'm actually really excited. It's something new, it's something different.
It is.
And do we get to learn? Do we get to learn about Jesus? Do we get to learn about God's Word?
We do, and we're even going to provide some challenges during the week on our Facebook page, so get your mum and dad to head over there and like that, and then we'll even post some extra stuff for you guys to do during the week.
Do you want to know something else?
I'd love to.
It's really exciting, but you can actually make me go away. And I know sometimes you want me to go away, but you can make me disappear.
It's true. I've actually been a little bit excited for this. You know what, Matt? I'm going to make you disappear right now.
What?
Because we're about to get into Rock for today.
Right now? You're going to make me go?
I am. Here we go. Bye, Matt. All right. Awesome. Well, now that Matt's gone, we are going to get ready to begin Rock for the first time in our online program. And this week, we're going to be having a look at a story, probably one that you already have heard before, about an incredible, faithful servant of God. And his name is Daniel. You know, we're going to take a little bit of a look at this story today, and actually in a moment, it's going to play for you right here.
Stories of the Bible. Daniel in the Lion's Den. This is Daniel.
Oh, hey!
Who was a Jewish man who was taken to Babylon when he was very young.
Yeah.
Daniel loved God and followed God's rules. He talked to God 3 times a day and asked God for help often. Daniel served in the Babylonian king's court for many years.
Yeah, I know him.
And under many kings.
Daniel.
Daniel always proved himself to be more capable than all the other court officials.
Thanks. Well, anytime.
Daniel was serving under King Darius, and because of his great abilities, the king made plans to place him in charge of the entire empire.
Wow, okay.
The other court officials searched for some fault in Daniel, but they couldn't find anything wrong with him. He was faithful, responsible, and completely trustworthy.
Wait.
The court officials realized the only way to get at Daniel would be to challenge his faith.
Come on.
So they went to King Darius
Excuse me, Your Majesty.
and advised him to make a law that for the next 30 days, any person who prays to anyone except King Darius will be thrown into the lion's den.
I like it.
King Darius signed this law, and once a Babylonian king signed a law, it could not be overruled. When Daniel learned of this law, he went home and knelt down, as he always did, to pray in his room with the windows open towards Jerusalem. He prayed 3 times a day, just as he always had done, giving thanks to God and asking for his help. The officials went to Daniel's house and found him praying.
Gotcha.
They went to the king and reminded him of the law.
I remember.
Well...
Then they said that Daniel had been found praying to God 3 times a day.
What?
When the king heard this, he was very upset,
Get over here.
and he spent the whole day trying to think of a way to save Daniel.
Wait, what?
By that evening, the court officials came back to the king and reminded him that no law signed by the Babylonian king could be overruled. So at last, the king gave orders for Daniel to be thrown into the lion's den. The king said to him, "May your God, who you serve faithfully, rescue you." Then the lion's den was sealed shut with Daniel inside. The king spent the night fasting and couldn't sleep. Then very early in the morning, the king hurried to the lion's den. He called out,
Hey, Daniel.
"Was your God able to rescue you from the lions?" And Daniel answered, "Long live the king! My God sent his angel to shut the lions' mouths so that they would not hurt me, for I have been found innocent in his sight." The king was overjoyed and ordered that Daniel be taken out of the lion's den. Then the king ordered the men who had schemed against Daniel to be thrown into the lion's den as punishment. Daniel was safe. There was not a scratch on him, for he trusted in God.
Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed being able to see the story of Daniel and the lion's den. And he is such an incredible example of what it means to be faithful to God. You know, I don't know about you guys, but the idea of sleeping with lions is actually something that terrifies me. I'm sure that you guys would even have things that you guys are afraid of. But you know what? Even when life was uncertain and Daniel didn't really know what was going to happen as a consequence for his choices, he still stayed true to God and he prayed to him and was faithful to him. And I think the thing that really excites me and that I see in this story with Daniel is that just like Daniel was faithful to God, God was faithful to him. We know that when we continue and to grow in our relationship with God and we continue to pray to him and seek him in all that we do, God will stay faithful. And God is someone who we can always trust. I know from lots of things in my life that God will never let us down. And so in a few minutes, what we're going to have for you guys is some discussion questions that you guys can chat about and explore and actually, get into your Bibles and have a look at the story of Daniel in the lion's den in Daniel chapter 6. I'll be back in a minute to show you what our craft activity is for this week. we hope that you've had a really great opportunity to get into the story of Daniel and chat about it with those that are around and at home with you at the moment. We'd also love for you guys to share us some of the things that you've learned or discovered about God in this time. So please feel free to send them on to us or shoot me a message or put them on our Facebook page as well. After this, we have a couple of activities that you guys can choose from. So you guys might choose to create your very own lion mask to remind us of the fact that God kept Daniel safe even when he was sleeping with the lions in the den. If you do this one, send us a photo of you in the mask. We would love to see it. If you don't really want to make a mask today, we also have this cool little one here where you guys get to put together the story of Daniel and decorate the lions and glue it all together. And this will be a great reminder of how we can stay faithful to God and how he has shown us that we can always trust him no matter what. Hope to see you soon, guys, and I can't wait to see you guys next week for our second online rock. We hope you have a fantastic week, and don't forget to stay tuned to our Facebook for all the extra little challenges that you guys can do during the week. See you later.